Hi, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I teach technology in an elementary school, and one of the very most favorite things my students love doing is drawing in Google Slides. In today's video, we'll be checking out how to draw a cute pig. So open up a blank Google Slide and let's check it out. Let's get started. To draw a pig in Google Slides, I've already opened up a blank Google Slides. I've deleted the text boxes off of it and I've closed out the themes. So we'll start with the head of the pig. Bring your cursor over to the shape icon, which is the circle on top of the square. Click Shapes and next click on Circle. So they're giving us a gray circle with a border. I'm going to actually just stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to remove the border by clicking the pen tool and making it transparent. For the color, I don't really care for the colors that they give here in this box. So I'm going to click Custom and I'm going to slide the hue over to the pinks. And then I'm just going to choose a pink color, and when I'm happy with it, I'll click OK. And that is going to be the basis for my pig. Next, we're going to start with the eyes of the pig. So again, we're going to use circles for that. For each eye, I'm going to make a black circle and then put a small white circle in the middle of it. So I've added one circle. I'm going to change the color to black, and then I'm going to duplicate that by doing Control and the letter D. And then I'm just going to change that color to white. When you're making eyes or other small features in a drawing, it helps if you use the zoom tool. So if you just bring your cursor over here to the zoom and click the triangle arrow, you can then click zoom in, and then it's easier to work with things that are tiny when you zoom in. So I'm going to hold down my shift key. I'm going to bring that white circle, make it smaller, position it on top of my black circle, and once I like the way that it looks, I'm going to draw a box around it, and I'm going to group it together by clicking Arrange and then Group. Once it's grouped, I can again hold down my shift key, make it smaller, and then drag it onto the pig's face. If I like the way that it looks, I can do Control D to duplicate it and get my second pig's eye. And using those red lines as a guide, I can make sure that I put them into position the right way. Since we're already zoomed in, I think now would be a good time to put the ears on our pig. So I'm going to click the Shape tool again. And for this pig, I'm going to use the round diagonal corner rectangle shape, which is at the end of the top row. So I'm going to click that and then just click on the slide. These diamond sliders on this shape mean that you can slide it in and change the shape slightly. So I'm going to turn it to, I don't know, 296 degrees. Doesn't really matter where you turn it to. I'm going to remove the border, and then I'm going to select the color to be the same as the head of the pig. Now that I have that shape, I'm going to duplicate it by doing Control D. And this time, the color that I'm going to use, I'm going to do another custom color, and I'm going to go a little bit darker than what we have for the rest of the pig. Once I have that in place, I'm going to hold down my shift key, make it smaller, and then get it positioned on top of the other piece of the ear. Again, now I'm going to draw the box around it, and I'm going to click Arrange to group it together. And now that it's grouped, again, I'm going to hold down my shift key while I'm dragging it in, making it smaller, and then I can bring it over and position it on top of the pig. You might want to turn it, depends what you want it to look like. I like the way that looks, so now I'm going to Control D to duplicate it, and then I'm going to bring it over to the other side, and I'm going to turn it by holding down the blue dot at the top, while I am turning the mouse. I think I need to turn that just a little bit more. So again, while we're zoomed in, it definitely makes it easier to work with these smaller shapes while we're zoomed in. And I think now would be a good time to do the snout of the pig along with the nostrils and the mouth. So for the snout of the pig, we're going to use a circle. So back to the shapes, click on circle. And once you have your circle in place, you can remove the border and make it a contrasting pink. So again, I'm going to go with the darker pink. And now for the nostrils, I'm going to use circle again. This time, I'm going to change the color to the lighter pink that we used before. And holding down my shift key, I'm going to drag it in and place it onto the pig's face. And now I will duplicate it by doing Control with the letter D. And there we have our pig's snout. For the mouth, I like to use the moon. You can use whatever shape you like. I'm going to click and get the moon shape. Click over here to get it onto the page. And I'm going to choose black. You can choose any color that you like. I'm removing my border. And then I'm going to turn it so that it's 270 degrees. Once I have it placed just under the snout, if I want, I can adjust it and make it wider. And then I can reposition it so that it's centered using those red lines as a guide. And I like the way this pig is looking. If you wanted to, you could add another circle and give your pig some rosy cheeks. I think I'll see how that looks. I'm going to add another circle. And this time I'm going to use red. And I'm going to remove those borders, make them transparent, and then place it onto the pig. And I like that, so I'm going to Control D to duplicate it and move it over here using the red line as my guide. Now that the pig's head is complete, I'm going to go back over to the zoom tool and I'm going to click on it and click fit so we get back to the size of the slide that we were working on originally. Now we can begin the body of the pig. So I'll bring my cursor over here to shapes again. And for this body part of the pig, we're going to use the rounded rectangle. So you can click on that and you can stretch it out, maybe make it a little bit wider. And then I like to center it under the snout of the pig. I'll remove the border, make it transparent, and I'm going to fill it with the same color that we used for the pig's head. And you can make any adjustments. If you wanted to give it more of a rounded appearance, you could slide that diamond in a little bit. I think that looks good. I like my pig to have a rounded bottom, like his back end. So I will add another circle at the end of the pig's body, and I will make it match with the colors and the borders being transparent, and then just position it over here and stretch it out so that it is even. And there you have it. I just like that rounded look on the back ends of the pig. So for the legs and feet, we'll be using rectangles for the legs and hearts at the bottom of the leg for a hoof-like appearance. So I'll get a rectangle and I'll shrink it in, stretch it out if you want to. I'm going to remove the border and I'm going to match the color. And next, for the bottom part, I'm going to get a heart that I will change to black. I'll push down on the dot at the top while I'm turning it to 180 degrees. And then I'll hold down the shift key to maintain the heart shape while I'm dragging it over. And now I'm going to have to send this to the back because I don't want the hoof on top of the leg. So with the blue frame around the heart, I'll click Arrange, Order, and Send to Back. And now if I wanted to make any adjustments, that would be the perfect time. With this now formed the way that it is, I'm going to drag to draw a box around it, and I'm going to hit Arrange and Group. So now it's one piece grouped together, and I'm going to duplicate that 3 times so that I have 4 legs that are exactly the same size. So I'm going to do Control with the letter D 3 times. And again, once I start to position the legs on the pig, if I need to make any adjustments to the size at that point, I can do that. I use the red lines as a guide to position them so that they're all even. And once I have my 4 legs in place, we're ready to draw the tail. So for the tail, we'll be using the line tool, which is right here. After the shape icon, you'll click the triangle on the line tool, and we're going to use a curved line. So I'll click curved, and I'm going to position it over here at the end of my pig and push down on the mouse and start to draw that line upwards. Let go, and then push it again so I can start to make it curved. Let it go, push it again to go down, and when I'm finished, I double click. So now I have my pig's tail, but I want to make the line color the same as the rest of my pig, and next to the line color is the line weight. For the pig's tail to actually be seen, I'm going to choose 8 points, and if I wanted to turn it now, I could. If I wanted to make any adjustments to it where it's, there we go. And that is how we draw the pig in Google Slides. So once your pig is done, yeah, if you want to make any adjustments to it, you can. When you're finished completely, I like to draw a box around it and group the whole thing together. This way, I can copy and paste it into other things. So I'm going to click Arrange and then Group. And now I have my pig is all in one piece. That was awesome. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. October's right around the corner. We'll be doing lots of fun Halloween drawings in the upcoming videos. So see you next time.